Dear strangely combative old lady, it has generally been my experience that the problems in life, whatever the scale, are best tackled with good spirits, politeness, and good humour. But jokes are like food, not everyone gets it. Apparently your life experience has taught you otherwise. One would have hoped that a veteran of 2 world wars, the Crimean War and Crunk's misguided assault on the giant sloths, would have come to the same conclusions as me. Alas, it seems not. The coronavirus has caused something of a problem when it comes to queuing, which is the British national pastime, and this has raised the UK's alert status from Magnolia to Beauvais Lilac. Namely, it has abruptly and suddenly become very hard to tell who is queuing and who is simply hanging around, having a rest in the middle of their daily constitutional, waiting for friends, or waiting for their heart to stop seizing before they scold someone else. Which brings me to our little interaction this afternoon. Like any red-blooded Englishman, I would normally be completely mortified at the very thought of queue jumping, the first crime which you accused me of. I was unaware that I had queue jumped for the aforementioned reasons in part. Additionally, I, unlike you I might add, was wearing a mask with a microbial filter insert. Something you were not doing. Unfortunately, this causes my breath to fog my glasses, further restricting my vision, and I lose my peripheral vision due to the shape of my sunglasses. Had I not suffered these combined visual problems, and had I been made aware that you were in the queue, perhaps by some sort of noise, perhaps then I would have spotted you crawling from your swamp to harass Rodhull and Emu, and that could have saved us both an awful lot of bother. As to your second accusation that I was not keeping appropriate distancing, I can only tell you that your gauge of distance is not perhaps the best or the most accurate. 2 meters isn't as far as you think it is. I suppose I can forgive your lack of understanding, given you weren't taught the metric system at Carthage, and you've clearly been lied to by your husband about what constitutes 6 inches for well over 2 centuries at this point. For a matter of record, 2 meters is about 3 Roman gradus, 2 L's, 1 and a bit angular, 2 cubits, or about the length of a Pachycephalosaurus of the Texophile genus. You probably used those dinosaurs as wrecking balls down in bedrock. As I said, I would normally be mortified by either of these accusations that you levelled towards me in public, but the fact that you went from me unaware, transgressing, to vocally having a go at me, completely bypassing the hard stare, tutting and stage whispered conversation with others aspect of dealing with these kind of situations, that removed any sense of embarrassment or self-recrimination that might otherwise have occurred to me. With immunocompromised and disabled friends, and with shitty lungs myself due to childhood asthma amongst other things, I assure you that I take this disease very seriously, more seriously than you, given I was wearing a mask. Clearly you decided that I look like a disreputable sort from the get-go, but perhaps you shouldn't try to pick fights with someone who could have killed you by coughing before the coronavirus outbreak, let alone after. As it stands, I'm tempted now to run through the church this Sunday sneezing on everyone. It would at least relieve the tax burden on the millennials. As I said, good humour and politeness go a long way, and they cut both ways, as does gently speaking up when someone transgresses or does something wrong which they may not be aware of. And you shouldn't jump to assumptions, you horrible old bigot. I hope you don't get this disease, but if you do get it, I hope your doctor has long hair and tattoos and spits in your respirator. Live long and prosper.